Hi guys, welcome to a brand new day. And today we're playing even more on this Let's Play world. I've been, kinda excited for this one because, I do have some ideas. So guys, as you can see, I have flattened out this entire area in order to what we're gonna do in today's video. And I hope that won't be too much trouble because today I want to get a start house planned. I got a chest here with some stuff. I used the silk hoe that I got in last video to mine 32 grass in case we ever want to turn other dirt into grass while not in a direct connection to actual grass. But for now this is only in very important builds. Well, yeah, for the world very important, of course. Like I can't go around using it everywhere now. I can only use one block per area, and as long as it's not in some way connected to other blocks of grass block, I can use it. I've also melted down all of the iron, so at the beginning of oh, that's the wrong one. I want to get some iron tools established. I think iron shovel is currently not very useful, but a shield is. Iron boots and iron armor is also very important. In the meantime, I have coffee, so if you hear strange sounds, it probably is my coffee. Because, well, after a day of work, I'm getting kind of sleepy. That's probably where I got my name, sleepyvu. But before we're gonna start building, I actually want to go out and exploring a bit. Because I want a very specific type of wood that I don't yet have. That's just oak. I'm not looking for oak. I'm looking for spruce. And I hope that I don't accidentally have already seen it, and I'm just oblivious to where it is. Because I definitely see myself doing that. It would probably not be the first time I do that. But it's not what I want. Well, it would be an interesting episode, but no, I don't see any over there. So let's venture into the distance. Oh, but I do see horses. Oh no, I don't have it on me. I gotta have that. I gotta have a horse. I think horses should be one of the main ways of travel in this world. Like, I think elytras in the end eventually are really great But well, I saw, thanks to a YouTuber called Looney, that if you try to make your world connected, then the entirety will feel way more amazing. So meaning a like if you have um, a team, you make an area that's just that team. You're not gonna do like medieval and cyberpunk in one area, and you try to make everything as connected as much via paths and maybe smaller towns eventually on the way. Like basically, imagine you create a world with 14 different cities that every single one you establish its own lore, culture, maybe even a religion over there. And you connect them all via paths, but it's sometimes like 100,000 blocks apart, and you're like, it's a boring way over there. So you just decide, hey, I'm gonna make a little small town that's part of this and this kingdom, and it believes in the same religion as the city that's like closest to it. And you see that in these towns, like instead of like, cities where multiple religions are taking place, that it only has one, and it's honestly just really cool. A really cool idea, at least. And honestly, I would say then that if you want to do like multiple different themes, like you want to make steampunk, cyberpunk, medieval areas, that you do like districts. Like basically, there's an entire nation, or in this case, continent, that's just only medieval, and then you have a different continent that's just cyberpunk, and all these different stories that are happening simultaneously but do not interfere with each other. Or eventually in a story they might even do. But well, I think that's something for the future. At least I want to go medieval for this route. So I want to use a lot of simple medieval like paths and medieval builds. And in fact want to make cities eventually and give them their own lore and maybe even like villager religion, like the Emerald God, which to be honest isn't even a bad idea for myself. And like eventually you could have that in like a more scientific city, that they do not believe in a god, but they praise a man who invented like redstone, like they praise mumbo jumbo. I think that would be a really cool idea. But let's not worry about the future and think about what our world is going to be like for now, and how I want it to look. Well, I can't find spruce, but so that's a bit of a problem, but well, I guess that's not going to be a focus for now, and we might just need to start getting set on basics of this base. So I think I want the base over here. So I want a 4x4 area. And then another 4. Alright, yes. So, back door, side, and then the same thing but with an extra space in between. Like 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, then a 4th space. That's like 2. That's 3. And that's 4. Oh yeah, I've also got mine, but as you can see, it's really not deep. It's just like the basics. Yeah. Alright. So that's going to be the first layer. Alright, give some stairs over there. So I want on top some windows. And then that you have really nice big windows that don't just feel like some regular old windows, but also medievally. And then some, I want fence on every side of this, going up to the second floor. Oh wait, the first floor, second floor. Basically, it depends on which country you live in to see if it is a second or first floor. Because in some places this is called the first floor or the ground floor. Basically ground zero, but well, for Americans it might sound like it's the place where 9/11 happened, and that's not the case. And I don't want to reference that because, well, it's a tragic event, and soon the memorial will be again, and definitely don't wanna upset people or make my own world think like it's a terroristic world. That's definitely not what I want. That's not what any of us want, I hope. Would be kind of weird if anyone wants that. So I think for now that I'm gonna maybe speed up a bit parts of this video, but that I'm gonna try and leave it as unedited as is, because I think it shares more of the journey, and I think it will be more enjoyable to see how I actually do things. So during this video I'm gonna explain this step. So basically this is the first layer. There goes our shovel. And we're back in digging business. Alright, so the plan is that this is going to be a little area that is just one block lower than the entire rest of the floor. That's basically like the kitchen. Basically we got some campfires here that are just cooking meat. Like a dinner, like a table maybe. But I kinda need extra stone because I'm already out. I kinda somehow remember the fact that I had a horse. That's not here. Why is it not here? Because it's a horse that doesn't like to stay in one place. Alright, let's dig a hole. Alright, who has heard of a game called Find the Horse? It's a dark horse with black parts on his body. It didn't die, did it? That would be awful. Getting a horse. Settling. Oh, there it is. Hi, horsey. You're quite the big jumper. But can you dig out of a 2-block hole? Yes, you can. Then it's good enough for me. Alright, I need extra wood. No, okay. Wood. If this video gets any views, I will be happy. If it doesn't get any views, I will be sad. But still happy because I'm alive. That sounded really depressed. Guys, I'm not depressed. I'm just being an idiot that says things without thinking them over. At least I don't swear. I believe. I think that'll be enough for... well, we need 4 and I got about 4 on one side. 4, 8, 12, so... Yes, the answer is indeed 12, great. 12 times 4 is... I have no idea. 48? 48. I needed 48 blocks, so I'm going to for 1 stack and 48. Without leaving any trees flying, because flying trees are an abomination to everything that a Minecrafter stands for. Great, perfect. That's 1 stack and 48. So if I'm correct, which I'm probably not, these 48 will be enough. This hurts. I hear a zombie. Oh no. Where is it? Well, not here. That's great. But that coffee tastes delicious. Well, I was in fact wrong. And I see why. Because it wasn't 12. It was 14. But that's why I got extra. Because I can't count on myself. Alright, so this is going to be the first floor. Like, I think I'm gonna do the more logs over there. But I'm not entirely sure of that yet. And I'm actually going to do windows over here too. Because I realize how probably great it will be looking once I do that. And this will not be the kitchen. I've also decided. This will basically just be, like, of course, still campfires in the middle here. But I want that this will be more of a communal place for the for the family that lives in this house, which, well, won't be a family, but just me. Around here, some like chests and everything. Like chest wall, chest wall, chest wall, chest wall. In the center, some extra parts right there. Some decorational items. Then I want a kitchen here, like probably. Which also means this one is useless, actually. Why do we do that? I have no idea. Basically, this is going to be the entrance toward the kitchen. It will be a bit different in size. Could have known that would happen, but didn't. That was dumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is going to be the kitchen where basically just furnaces and smokers are doing the job. Well, no, not even furnaces, just smokers and campfires just doing their job on making the food ready for me to eat. But once again, I need more stone. I'm gonna make a little side tunnel here. And now I have enough stone. Alright. Well, I do need a crafting table in the kitchen, of course. I have that polished. And that turn into that. So the polished underside is going here. But I might change it in the future to a checkerboard pattern. That's at least a part. But now I need more andesite. And, well, more stone. You know what was bothering me today? Well, of course you don't know because, well, you don't really know me yet. But I was just at work today, and I work in like a store where basically they sell a lot of different items like school supplies, bike tires. We have a restaurant in there. Basically a lot of different things. But we started selling Christmas items. Well, not really Christmas, but Santa Claus items. And for people from the Netherlands, you probably know what I mean. It's called Santa Claus. And honestly, it's way too early. Like, I don't hate the entire festivity, but I just think it's too early at any time of the year. Because, well, it's only August. Only August. At least wait till October. That's my opinion. A lot of people think different about that. There's no worry in that. But I think it's kinda early for, well, all of that. But at least we're going to play a lot of Minecraft today. Maybe some racing during the final editing of the video. But that's something off screen and for me practice because I think I still need it. And I do. I really do. Alright, so that's finished. That's great. Alright, now because I need a floor here and there, I am going to, in fact, I am going to seek for a place where I can get the initial horse armor. Well, what horse armor? No, spruce, and I'm going with the horse. But I'm kinda getting annoyed by that zombie. But I do honestly already love the place because it feels just large, open, and comfortable as of now. And I hope that's going to remain as it is. I think I found the point of infestation. I think I didn't think about that during the moment when I was covering everything up here. Hmm. Yep. Even the foam on coffee is delicious, to be honest. Of course, I'm referring to cappuccino. Yes. Because as far as I think only a latte has foam. On my way, on my way. Kinda need a clip there of that fish from the show that sings on my way. I hope that the video was shown, but I don't know. Horse, can you swim? Probably. Probably not. Very far. Thank you very much. So I hope that in the last video I did come across a spruce barn, but I don't think so because honestly most of the time I try to get a sapling when I find one, and if I did see one and I just kept it, I'm gonna stop myself dumb because it just is. Everybody loves spruce and I just totally skipped it. In that case. Well, back in the desert. Didn't hope to come here again. Let's immediately get some sand and some sticks probably. Can't forget the sticks. This region is kinda wide. That sounded racist. Or did I just make it racist because it said it sounded racist? Well. In either way, people are gonna think it sounds racist now. I don't think this is the same one as the one I discovered in the first episode. It doesn't. Oh. Great dodging. More sand. Always welcome. Some string won't hurt either. Bones. Gold. Definitely welcome. With open arms. And a village in the distance. I think over yonder there's another village that I saw just like a minute ago, but they're probably not worth checking out. I don't think they got spruce saplings. And the bell that they can keep. Oh, it's not a bug. Alright, I thought it was a visual bug that was over here, but it's not, it's just floating sand. A block of floating sand, alright. Wow. That is kinda cool, to be honest. That's just dark oak. It could look pretty nice, but definitely not what I'm looking for. That's definitely welcome. That's also very welcome. Whoa. That's not very safe. But this view is amazing, wow. So lovely. But I am gonna need to cross. And this is where I kinda want to make paths and bridges. Alright, we're out. That's a lot of mobs. And I'm not dealing with that. Please don't tell me I'm lost. And I have just completely forgotten. Wrong basis. Well, what just happened? I'm a bit confused. Well, not actually. I put the video on pause because what was happening was that I didn't know where the base was, and it just took some time to figure it out, and I just needed something to drink because my coffee was up, and I was thirsty. But I didn't finish spruce, but I did eventually find a golden shovel, which I got another stack from. I might have some new things. Got more TNT, that's also great. But the video is already coming to a close right now. So I really love what I'm gonna do with this base, and I hope that next video will be more towards getting a complete and finished result, because at the moment it just isn't it. So I need to figure out how some things work, and in the next episodes I'm going to work on making sure that this base becomes a beautiful and finished thing. And I'm gonna try to get the replay mode working, because for a time lapse it would just be a lot better